The news headlines: 800 inmates of Uyo prisons to benefit from free eye screening and treatment as World Sight Day is marked. Arrangements concluded for grand finale of the 2014 Face of Niger Delta Cultural Pageant. And Nigerian sports editors inspect Akwa Ibom Olympic Stadium. Hail Governor Akpabio for the feat. Details of these and other stories in a moment. Top of the morning, and thanks for joining us on the news. I am Sam Udofia. About 800 inmates and officers of the Nigerian Prison Service Uyo are to benefit from free eye screening and treatment for various eye diseases and sight defects. The exercise, which was preceded by an awareness road walk on preventive campaigns on sight defects, was initiated by the Akwa Ibom State branch of the Nigerian Optometric Association to mark the 2014 World Sight Day. Florence Umoituk has details.
Of the Optometric Association walked through the Wellington Embassy Way to the Government House gates, terminating the roadwork at the premises of the Uyo prisons. The screening and treatment began with the spraying of sanitizers on all the participants, including the doctors, followed by the prescription of drugs and glasses where needed. The chairman, Nigeria Optometric Association, who is also a public health expert, Dr. Afe Dania, said that his association was undertaking the exercise to the prisons in view of the inmates' incarceration. He said that the World Sight Day, which falls on every second Thursday of October every year, is to focus global attention on blindness and visual impairment for early detection, prevention, and cure. Quoting statistics, Dr. Afe Dania said that approximately 285 million persons worldwide live with low vision and blindness. Out of this, he said, 39 million are blind, while 246 million, including 19 million children, have moderate to severe vision impairment, while 90% of blind people are said to live in low-income countries. 65% of the visually impaired are aged 50 and above, and at least one goes blind every 5 minutes. Coming down home to Nigeria, the chairman of Akwa Ibom State Optometrics Association said that a recent survey by the National Association on Preventive Blindness shows that 1 million Nigerians are blind and about 3 million have moderate to severe visual impairment. He traced some causative factors as low income, illiteracy and poor hygiene, hereditary, trauma from accidents or violence, self-medication and drug abuse. Other causes, he stated, were glaucoma, cataract and uncorrected reactive errors. He unveiled the 2014 rolling theme for Akwa Ibom State as No More Avoidable Blindness, affirming that most of the causes of blindness and visual impairment are preventable, and urged all to have routine eye examination at least once every year.
Dr. Goshin Akwabi have employed 10 more optometrists as I speak to you. But we have about 31 local governments, and we are saying that for a start, we will need an additional 21 optometrists. So, you know, while I say we thank him, but like Oliver Twist, we are asking for more.
The Deputy of Mr. Executive and member of the Akwa Ibom State of the Nigeria Association for the visit, and assured that the inmates and staff will take maximum advantage of the opportunity.
Association, Akwa Ibom State chapter, for choosing your prison for 2014 World Sight Day. Want to appreciate you with a very distinguished appreciation for coming to us today. We are grateful.
Nigerian Optometric Association marking the 2014 World Sight Day in Akwa Ibom. Thank you, Florence. Lions Club International Wednesday celebrated the World Lions Day as part of events to reaffirm their commitment to the service of humanity. The club is also marking the World Sight Day, observed October each year. Speaking at an event at the Adiabong Secondary School, the principal of the college, Mrs. Louisa Ubong, said Lions Club, as an international organization, accepted the call to fight blindness, national disasters, work for the development of communities, and address challenges beyond borders. She said Lions believe that everybody deserves healthy living by providing health programs that focus on hearing loss, to supporting efforts to control and prevent diabetes and improve the health of children around the world. Mrs. Ubong said, with the theme of this year's celebration, No to Avoidable Blindness, the association is poised to eradicate blindness.
Lions want everyone to see a better tomorrow. That's why they support sight programs and services including vision screening, eye bands and eyeglass recycling. Provide eye care services to those at risk of losing their sight and raise donations through campaigns like Sight Fest and campaign Sight Fest 2.
The principal called on all well-meaning Nigerians to contribute their quota and support the fight against blindness. The Region 5 chairperson of District 404A2, Asai Ebieme, said Lions Club, as a service-minded organization, will continue to ensure that community development and service to the needy are priorities. She lauded members of the club for their selfless service, but appealed to them not to relent.
Of blind people. Either we try to prevent people from becoming blind, or we try to make those that are blind to see.
Giving a talk on blindness, an ophthalmologist, Dr. Doris Eshiet, said blindness can be avoided through regular eye checks, eating a balanced diet, and avoiding the use of hands in scrubbing the eyes. She called for adequate eye protection to avoid blindness.
How can we avoid blindness? First of all, the most important aspect is to protect our eyes. If you don't protect them, you lose them.
The event featured eye screening of students of Adiabong Secondary School and members of the public who attended the event. Celebrating World Postal Day on the 9th of October every year has always drawn attention to the nitty-gritty of postal activities amongst the public and media in any country. In Akwa Ibom State, the celebration with the theme Posts Claim Their Place in the Changing Communications Landscape is to sensitize the public on the law backing stamp duties and why receipts would no longer be tenable without an affixed stamp. Fortune Omoshola reports that prizes were distributed to students who stood out in the Universal Postal Union organized letter writing competition.
In the new wave of globalization, postal services is the least patronized. Nevertheless, the World Postal Day celebration is used the 9th of October every year to roll back the years. Today on the theme, the area postal manager in Akwa Ibom, Mrs. Asian, reminded the public of the place of postal stamp before the internet age, implying that it has always been economically viable and affordable.
Services have always been important motors of economic activity and growth. The very creation of the Universal Postal Union 140 years ago established a multinational framework for the exchange of documents and goods across borders.
She reiterated the resolve of the federal government to enforce the affixing of stamps on every receipt issued on 1,000 naira and above transaction. Meanwhile, the chairman of the State Ethical and Attitudinal Reorientation Commission, ERCAM, Mrs. Christy Obot, encouraged Nigerians to be proactive in generating awareness on postal matters and make it inclusive in everyday business.
Stamp duty for official business. Individual or public bodies. The officials of NICOS with the
However, the State Director of the National Orientation Agency, NOA, Mrs. Catherine Ekpo, sees the opportunity to harp on the relevance of national symbols and why they should be treated with respect.
We have two flags. We have the outdoor flag and we have the indoor flag. The indoor flag is for children to place as the authority by the right-hand side. But the common one is the big flag that is outside.
It was an interactive event that nonetheless allowed the presentation of prizes to some Akwa Ibom students who bagged second and third places in the recently concluded Universal Postal Union letter writing competition. Fortune Omoshola.
We're celebrating the World Postal Day on the 9th of October. You're still watching AKBC TV News at dawn. Let's take a break. We'll be right back. To stay with us.
My challenge to the Akwa Ibom youth today is to rise up and protect the uncommon transformation. Rise up and protect the uncommon transformation. There must be sustainability. So for me as a governor, I'm charging Akwa Ibom children. The future belongs to you. Your fathers have done their bit. Rise up and protect your future. Bring a governor that will bring industrialization. Bring a governor that will bring progress. Bring a governor that will bring development. Not the one that goes on ethnic cleavage. Not the one that goes to bring tribalism. Not the one that gangs up with elders and wants to come through the window. I want to use this opportunity to congratulate our dear President, Dr. Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, for the endorsement given to him by the National Executive Committee of our party as the sole candidate in 2015 presidential election. I want to thank the people of Nigeria for recognizing that leadership comes from God, and God gives it to whom He pleases. So I stand with my dear President so that he will succeed for my children to have Nigeria tomorrow. I thank Nigeria for supporting Dr. Goodluck Ebele Jonathan.
You're still AKBC 45 News at dawn, and I'm Sam Udofia. Arrangements have been concluded for the grand finale of the 2014 Face of Niger Delta Cultural Pageant. The pageant, which is organized by the Gold House Production, has 9 contestants from the 9 states of the Niger Delta region and is billed for Low Meridian Ibom Hotels and Golf Resorts, Uyo. Eyano Paul interacted with the contestants on life in camp and their preparedness for the grand finale. The report.
Face of Niger Delta Cultural Pageant is aimed at inspiring youths of the Niger Delta region on how to present themselves as well as bring out the rich culture of the region. The 2014 edition has 9 contestants. They are Ekemenu Morin, a final year medical student of the University of Uyo from Akwa Ibom, Adilema Gift from Bayelsa, a Niger Delta University 300 level political science student, and Monasoki Kalister, a 200 level biochemistry student from Imo State. Others are Victoria Obani, a final year linguistic and communication studies student from Cross State, Keziah Kenzia from Abia State, 300 level animal science student, Sharon Ozuru, final year political and administration student from Rivers State. From Edo State, Jennifer Iriabonze, a 300 level anatomy student, is contesting, while Filani Oluwaseun is a contestant from Ondo State.
I see it as an opportunity to be a voice to someone out there, to tell other young women out there in the world that you can do anything you want to do.
I think I could do this. Like pageants has been something I love doing. I think I have the charisma, I have the confidence, and I think I know how to relate with people.
It's been good. It's really been good. Seeing fellow contestants and what they thought of, picking up ours.
The contestants said that stay in camp has been very rewarding and promised to put in their best during the grand finale. They described the cultural pageant as something that has upgraded their profile, exposed them to life challenges, and has taught them what it takes to be models.
Because I believe in myself, and I believe that the winner lies in me. So I said, okay, let me come here and show it off. If I win, fine. If I don't, fine. But I know I won't leave those camps the way I came. I will live as a changed person.
Every single one here is smart and talented and beautiful, and the competition is going to be really very stiff.
As well as informing that we learn a lot. I joined the pageant because I've always had this to help the less privileged.
I've learned how to present yourself in public as a lady, how to walk as a queen.
Organizers of the event, alongside the camp director, said the pageant is an annual event organized by Gold House Productions since year 2006. They explained that it involves exposing the contestants to the culture of the Niger Delta state, as well as create essence of womanhood and being a true African woman.
We're doing a cultural pageant, not a beauty pageant. Okay? Cultural pageant in the sense that we're trying to bring out the culture of the Niger Delta region, the African culture.
Public speaking and on-stage presentations. It's been a wonderful experience to come. This is the first day we come, and they've been handling tasks like creative writing, presentation.
The criteria for winning the pageant include beauty, brains, and character judgment. The winner will go home with a brand new Kia Rio and other prizes. Iyageno Paul reporting.
Thank you, Iyageno Paul. Sports editors across the country have described the 30,000 capacity Akwa Ibom Olympic-sized stadium as the best equipped stadium in the country. Speaking while being conducted round the stadium by the Commissioner for Youth and Sports, Monday Ebonko, CAF and FIFA board member, Mr. Paul Bassi, the journalist, said with all their trips across the country, they have never seen such a structure in Nigeria. Sports reporter Justice Odosoro says the inspection was part of the build-up to the inauguration of the stadium later this year. His report.
The stadium project, according to the consultant, architect May Ekpo, is 98% completed. With an all-round covering, the stadium comprises a football pitch and an 8-lane tartan track for competition. Similarly, the stadium has a 6-lane tartan track and extra pitch for training. The football pitch itself is FIFA Olympic standard with 105 by 68 meters, complete with natural grass as recommended by FIFA. Consultant to the project architect Ime Ekpo speaks more on the project.
This stadium, not only for soccer, we have it combined both athletics and soccer. You can see the 8-track pattern here that we are standing, and the pitch is also standard, 105 by 68 meters. As I'm talking to you now, we already had 105 meters by 68 meters. Grass, natural grass. As I'm talking to you now, we already have a certification from IAAF for the athletics. I have the certification and it is my custody.
These arts facilities, such as dressing room, video board indicating live scores, live feeds, and announcements with CCTV cameras fitted every square inch for effective surveillance. To the extent that an individual typing a text message can have such message in the big eyes of such cameras. The architect says guarantees absolute security. Being an all-inclusive system, it area for handicapped or the physically challenged, and also has emergency exits that can equate 30,000 people in 6 minutes. Commissioner for Youth and Sport, Amonde Ebonko, expressed gratitude to the State Governor, Chief Gospel Akpabio, for the structure which he knows Akwa Ibom on the sports map of Nigeria. Mr. Ko expressed the readiness of the ministry and the to continue with programs that will train youths to effectively utilize the stadium.
Though I'm 1 year in this administration, because this October will make me 1 year in this administration, I have seen a man that came to do well for his state. I've seen the energy of being a youth. I've seen a man who was very angry when he came into office. And that is why we are having a fight uncommonly transformed the way it is. Thank God we are all here. We are not seeing it on television. It is here live. And we can go back and also take the message to everybody in Nigeria. There's something uncommon going on in our fight.
A very elite journalist and FIFA and CAF Media Committee member, Mr. described the stadium as the best in Nigeria with facilities of international standard. Mr. Bass said that when inaugurated, the stadium will effectively keep youths busy and enhance sports development in the state. He, however, expressed the need for international matches to be played at the stadium because of its advantages in security, space, and facilities.
This is the finished state. It is incredible. Incredible. For the journalists, also had the pleasure of really going in today. The facilities, the dressing rooms, the VIP area, the sick bay, the parking space, the training pitches, grass. I'm really impressed. Very, very impressed with that stadium. I can, without any, unarguably, for now in this country, it is the best stadium that we have.
Other sports journalists from national, electronic, and print media were full of.
A few of my colleagues and I were talking about what we saw during the World Cup in Brazil, and if nobody pinches you to tell you that you are in Uyo, you could well assume that you were at any of those venues for the 2014 FIFA World Cup in Brazil.
Because the issue now is that we have a world-class stadium. It should not be used for political rallies. It should not be used for crusade by churches. This is not what the stadium is meant for. I must tell you that the Grandstand at the Fulham Stadium in London never even allowed us to touch the top. That shows that it is sacred.
I've been in and out of this country for several years. I also school in South Korea, and I saw the kind of edifices we have. But I've never seen such edifices replica in any African country. But what I saw in you today is quite marvelous, and I want to thank the secretary.
For journalists who are experts in writing sports, coming all the way from their different papers, different media houses to Akwa Ibom State to inspect the Olympic-sized stadium, it was oohs and ahs, and all of them giving commendations and hoping that this government will continue to support sports, even at the grassroots level. Justice Dawson reporting.
Thank you, Justice. For sports who have been waiting for the Olympic-sized stadium in Uyo to be completed, Justice Udosoro of AKBC Television News, who was part of a national team inspecting the project, brings you a preview of what to expect when it's put to use. The report.
This is the 30,000 capacity stadium built by the Akwa Ibom administration. Actually, it's supposed to host 30,076 spectators, and this is how it looks like in the night. Taking a look today were journalists from different media establishments in this country, led by Paul Sport Bassi. They all came in here to take a critical look at the Uyo Stadium, which is becoming a cynosure of visits by sports journalists. Of course, at the background, the Honorable Commissioner for Youth and Sports, who conducted the journalists round the facility, explained that this stadium is supposed to be a contribution of government to the development of talents by youths of the state, by this administration.
Like what we are doing in Akwa Ibom State, the infrastructure is in place now. This will give us opportunity. This will give the youth of this state opportunity to be self-employed, because this arena that we use in training, this arena will bring in international stars, and that can also form part of making them, motivating them to be like those people.
The grass that we are seeing at this particular point in time is natural grass and it has texture. And of course, they have been scientifically treated in such a way that errant grasses do not grow in them. What people see in most area in the country as synthetic grass, which of course sometimes do give players problems when they get spoiled. But from what we've seen today, most of the journalists are of one mind that if governments across this nation could be putting up facilities of this nature, then far would we have gone in the world of sports. With a capacity for each halogen lamp, the stadium is as bright as day. Paul Bassi, facilitator of the inspection project, speaks.
More so when the students like to be opened at night. I urge the fibromized Nigerians to be part of that experience. It's wonderful. I'm lost for words. I don't know how to explain it, but if they can see it in the camera, you need to be here to really experience what I'm experiencing.
Meanwhile, the Ikorekpene Stadium is nearing completion, and according to Monde Uko, will be completed before the end of this year. Justice Adolsara reporting.
And with that report on the Olympic-sized stadium in Uyo, we conclude our news this morning. Now the top stories. 800 inmates of the Uyo prisons are benefiting from free eye screening and treatment as the World Sight Day is marked. Also, sports editors across the country have hailed Governor Godswill Akpabio for the construction of the Olympic-sized stadium. That's our package. Thanks for watching and have a great weekend. Good morning.
Political